To give you a little update on the welding truck, I got a chance to kind of work on it. I have been waiting for some inspiration about how to move forward as it relates to the bumper part of this truck. What I needed to do was align myself with the design theme of the truck. And once you kind of do it, it's a lot more obvious than you realize, but getting to that point takes a while. And so what we did in the back here was we took the cab and chassis rear end out and we put a dually rear end in. And so it is 8 inches wider, and you wouldn't think that 8 inches is that big a deal, but it is huge. So it makes everything large. The tailgate large, the width of the bed large, the bumper no longer fits anymore. And so everything kind of has to be widened. And one of the things I knew I was going to have to do is widen the bumper. I didn't know exactly how I was going to do that. I wanted a tow hitch, but I also wanted this thing to kind of follow the theme of the truck. And there is this theme that goes throughout the truck. This is a GMC, and so the eyebrow at the hood is a little bit different than a Chevy. And so if you see what we did on the back here, you're going to see that we mimic what's in the front. And so took just a piece of 2-inch pipe like this and radiused it down with the 70-degree angles. Now this 70-degree finds itself in a lot of places. As you can see, I replicated it here. It is in the reverse here, so it's like this. But you'll see it up in the headlights. Not only did you see it in the grill, but you'll see that angle in the headlights. You'll see it in the cab. You'll see this shape in the gauge cluster. And so this is repeating over and over and over, and it really strengthens the design. But I had to wait till I got that inspiration. It's like, how do I do this? And so I'll fill this section in with a piece of mesh like this. And so it's kind of like reminiscent of kind of the grill in the front. Real subtle, you know, it'll kind of go away. You won't really see it, but it will be there and it'll speak to you. I'm contemplating here in the tailgate doing that kind of design because I want to put this insert in there. This was in the nose of the truck. Went with the Chevy hood, it's smoother, but I love this. Look at how massive that is. Absolutely love the design parts of it. And so I'm thinking about putting it right here in the back. I'll have to kind of pitch it a little bit, and I'm thinking about inserting it, but waiting for that inspiration. I don't want to overdo the theme, but I really want to emphasize it, and so that'll come next. It's really fun when you really begin to align what you're doing with the overall theme so that it all ties together. There's a lot of strength in the design when you do that. This is what we're talking about in our devotional today. It says Jesus asserts his authority, and we are in Matthew 21 and 22. And this passage is used a lot of times by people saying, I'm just going to pray for something and do it. Kind of a name it and claim it sort of thing. The devotionist is very clear that that's not what this is about. And he's talking about praying and moving mountains. And at the very end of the devotional, he talks about really aligning ourselves with the will of God, aligning our will with the will of God. In fact, the reality is removing our will altogether. And that's what I tried to do here is I tried to remove any prejudice that I might have and let the theme of the design speak all the way through from the front to the back. Well, this reminds me of a passage that's in Psalms 37:4. Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thy heart. Delight thyself in the Lord. If you will focus on God, if you will focus on who he is, if you will focus on his power, if you will focus on his consistency, if you will focus on every facet of who he is, what will happen is you will fall madly in love with him. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, strength, and mind. You will fulfill that first commandment. You will do that. And what will happen is, and he will give you the desires of your heart. His desires will become your desires. Many times this passage is read as if I love God, then he'll do all these things for me. Which, interesting enough, that kind of mindset is I'm going to love God in order that he does this, and the desires of my fleshly heart will lead me away from him. Doesn't make any sense. If you love God, then what he loves is what you'll love. And so he'll not only give you what you want, but he'll give you the actual desire. And your desire will be in line with his desires. Well, if that happens, then his desires will be in line with how he created you. And so this design theme that I'm seeking will be a design theme that will be in your life. It will be permeating every cell of you. And so you will naturally do the things that he would have you to do. Anyway, I hope that not only I make progress on this, but I hope I make progress in my life so that I can begin to really align myself with the Lord. And how about you? What's God working on in your life? What is it that you would like to share? Hope God is working. I know he is. Hope you're allowing it and desiring it. May God richly bless you.